Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Deborah McGrath, Principal Engineer, Technical Product Solutions Marketing with ServiceNow, and I'll be your host today. In this webinar, Ryan Kaiser and Irene Veith will provide an overview and demo of important new SPM and APM capabilities in our Utah release. Ryan Kaiser is a Senior Solution Consultant at ServiceNow, and Irene Veith is a Senior Outbound Product Manager with our Global Technical Support team. Both of them have extensive expertise in our strategic portfolio management and application portfolio management offerings, as well as other ServiceNow platform solutions. While most of what we'll be discussing and showing are features that are available with our upcoming Utah release, I'd like to point out our safe harbor notice. This presentation may contain forward-looking statements that reflect the current beliefs of ServiceNow, all based on current information available. Actual results may differ materially and should not be relied upon in making purchasing decisions. So we've reserved a few minutes at the end for Q&A, but please feel free to submit your questions in the Q&A section during the webinar as well. And a little later in the webinar, we'll be sharing links in the chat window to some great Utah-related resources and events. Irene and Ryan, I think everyone's pretty excited to hear about the great new SPM and APM capabilities. So Irene, I'll turn it over to you.
Thanks, Deborah. So as Deborah said, during today's call, I'll first cover the Utah release updates for strategic portfolio management, and then Ryan will give a brief demo of the Strategic Planning Workspace. After that, I'll cover major updates for APM, and Ryan will give a demo of the new Enterprise Architecture Workspace. All right, so getting into SPM. To quickly summarize for anyone who is new to ServiceNow Strategic Portfolio Management, SPM is a tool to deliver business outcomes with confidence by aligning all your work in a single platform. We create a single system of engagement, effectively bringing all work together in one place. This consolidation enables teams to more effectively work together and ensure work is delivered on time and within budget. The next step is to improve investment decision-making. With greater visibility and common shared information, business leaders can select, prioritize, and schedule the right work on a continuous basis, while aligning teams and staying on strategy. Once greater alignment is achieved, the focus shifts to generating and accelerating value across the organization. This, in turn, significantly increases speed to market through greater collaboration between teams and better use of resources. Before we get into the features, I want to highlight that Alignment Planner Workspace has been renamed and split into two applications. Alignment Planner Workspace Standard is now Portfolio Planning. Portfolio Planning is best for customers using traditional planning methodologies and who are satisfied with out-of-the-box functionality. Alignment Planner Pro is now called Strategic Planning. Strategic Planning is best suited for customers using agile or hybrid methodologies, or who would like increased flexibility and configuration options, including goal framework. This name change is more aligned with the market and allows our customers to more easily find and install this product in a single package. Major new features for Utah include 3 new lenses that will be available with Strategic Planning, 5 additional out-of-the-box custom planning item tables, and 2 new views on the prioritization tab. A subset of those features are included in portfolio planning. There's 1 new lens and 1 new prioritization view. So here's a summary of all of our available lenses. There are now 2 included in portfolio planning and 6 total in strategic planning. These lenses offer flexible options for customers to plan and track work in their organization. What you see here are the out-of-the-box configurations, but you can customize existing lenses, or if you have the Pro license, you can create new lenses with up to 6 planning levels. The 3 new lenses are Project Portfolio Lens, Value Stream Lens, and Goals Lens. The Project Portfolio Lens is designed to enable customers who are already using portfolio tables to take advantage of the lens functionality. By default, this lens groups planning items like demands and projects into portfolios. The Value Stream Lens allows customers to plan, prioritize, and roadmap work for a value stream. Value streams are associated with product models, which connect to work in the form of epics. And the Goals Lens allows goal owners to create a portfolio plan directly from the goals table, filter relevant goals, and visualize work supporting that goal. After you create a lens, you can use those lenses to view all relevant work in the prioritization tab. In your planning board, we now have 3 different views. The first is the list view, which is what you're used to seeing, so we won't cover that today. And the next is the hierarchy view, as shown here. And the third is Kanban view, which we'll cover next. Hierarchy view allows planners to view the timeline of work, see how work is aligned to different lens perspectives using the lens selector, and drag and drop to change dates. Hierarchy view is included in both portfolio planning and strategic planning. The next prioritization view is a configurable Kanban board. This Kanban board supports lean portfolio management and helps portfolio managers visualize and quickly adjust planning items. The horizontal swim lanes and vertical lanes are configurable, and planners can drag and drop cards in the Kanban to move them to a different lane, as shown here. This Kanban view is only available with the professional license. Next, let's discuss the custom planning item tables. These new pre-configured tables are now available to SPM Pro customers in addition to the 5 custom tables granted with the SPM Professional license. So this will save both time and money because they don't count against that allocation and because most of the setup work has already been completed for you. The tables can be relabeled and used as planning items within lenses, but are not intended to be used as a level within the lens structure. All right, Ryan, I'll hand it to you to do the demo.
Sounds good, Irene. Thank you. I wanted to show you a little bit on Strategic Planning Workspace. As Irene mentioned, all of the different lenses that are available with strategic planning, including those new lenses, including project portfolio, value stream lens, as well as goals lens. So you'll see some of those breakdowns here, including in value stream, aligning to product model, which then has those epics or demands that will become epics roll up into those products. So what I'm going to do here is jump into one of our portfolios that we have set up that is set up for a value stream. And we'll drill in and take a look at our goals overview. We already had that rolled out with the November store release, and we're building upon that now. So under our goals overview, we're seeing how we're aligning our goals, how our goals are performing, as well as what products they align to. Within the hierarchy tab now on our goals pane, we're seeing those visualizations between goals and targets by these icons that are set up here. So it makes it really easy to see what are my goals and what are my targets that are rolling up into my goals. We also have those assigned entities for those goals. So you'll be able to leverage or align what those entities are for which goals so that you can identify whether they roll into a department or a BU or a product or a value stream in this case. You'll also note that you see all of the OKRs that we have available for our targets, just like we rolled out initially in the prior release. Moving now into our planning view, under prioritization, Irene mentioned that we are utilizing list as part of the default that's available on standard license as well as professional license, and then the rollout of the Kanban view. And this Kanban view does allow you to have multiple configuration on how you determine your horizontal swim lanes as well as your vertical cues. The addition of hierarchy as well really allows us to see that Gantt chart view of all of the items within our lens hierarchy with value stream, product model, and the epics and demands that will become epics in this timeline view to allow you to determine how the work's going to be done and if there's any conflicts with prerequisites or dependencies between those pieces of work. If we want to change the way that we view the work within the prioritization hierarchy, we can view our work through different lenses as well. And then I'll finish out with the roadmap piece here. Within the value stream, of course, we're looking at this from a value stream / product point of view. So all of the work being done between epics and those demands that will become epics are still viewable within that roadmap that you would be familiar with from our last release. And Irene, I'll hand it back over to you for the APM side.
Thanks, Ryan. All right, now discussing APM. Before we get into the release updates, I'll give a brief introduction into the application portfolio management. APM provides a complete picture of your business application landscape, which enables organizations to accelerate the decision-making process around their business applications in order to lower costs and proactively reduce risk. APM helps organizations answer important questions like, what business applications are in use and who owns them? What is the cost of my applications and where should I invest or divest? What business capabilities do we support well and where are there gaps? Which critical business applications or services have upcoming lifecycle risks? And what are our information assets and where are there potential risks or compliance issues? APM is a single system of record founded on the ServiceNow platform, enabling it to leverage shared data to improve enterprise architecture decision-making and drive key business outcomes. For APM, the new features are related to the new Enterprise Architecture Workspace and to digital integration management. I'll discuss the updates for both, and then Brian will do a demo. The Enterprise Architecture Workspace is designed to empower enterprise architects and other APM users to accelerate decision-making and optimize the application portfolio while reducing risk and cost. This modern and user-friendly workspace provides consolidated data to highlight the most important and actionable insights for the enterprise architect. This configurable workspace includes at-a-glance metrics related to portfolio health and a dashboard with 11 out-of-the-box reports to manage business applications. Now let's move on to the business capabilities hierarchy. So this hierarchy has also been updated, and the improved UI allows customers to more easily see business capability scores, child capabilities, and edit applications and capabilities without navigating away from this page. This hierarchy will help you identify gaps and redundancies and ensure accuracy. Moving on to digital integration management. Let's first define these two new tables. Digital interface. A digital interface is a protocol determined by a providing application that outlines how it can interact with a consuming business application. So APIs are an example of digital interfaces. Digital Integration Management Tool provides a fast and streamlined process to record the connections between business applications and store important related details using a single standardized intake form and leveraging approval workflows for new integrations to ensure alignment with business needs. This enables you to instantly produce clear and accurate maps to visualize the applications that you're using and understand how they're related. I'll hand it back to Ryan for a brief demo of the Enterprise Architect Workspace. And I want to call out that next month's call will be an even deeper dive into that workspace, so make sure you join us for that.
Perfect. Thanks, Irene. So as you see here, I'm on my Enterprise Architecture Workspace here. And with the new workspace, you'll see that we have a lot of the same things that you're used to seeing in the APM portal from previous revisions. And if you do need to access that old experience, you can go ahead and access the link directly from here. Everything that you were able to access on that last portal, you're able to access on this new workspace. So those insights that Irene mentioned earlier, you're able to get access to those insights directly from the workspace. Anything that needs attention, whether that's requests, certifications, or assessments that you would be performing as a enterprise architect, as well as getting into our portfolio overview and health with the ability to sort down on different sorting criteria, whether it's application category, installation type, business unit, business owner, application owner, etc. Being able to pull up any of these applications or capabilities directly from these widgets, as well as getting some of that dashboarding capability directly into this workspace. Additionally, those portfolio health pieces that allow you to quickly identify any issues that are coming up with business capabilities and business applications that you're managing, and be able to identify which applications or capabilities need help, drill into that, and be able to quickly resolve that. Additionally, the dashboarding that we mentioned previously, a lot of different widgets that you're or reports that you're pulling up with regards to your business capabilities as well as business applications are readily available, and you are able to configure your workspace to give you exactly the information that you need in order to make those critical decisions. Moving now into our business capabilities hierarchy mapping, you'll see a little bit of that familiar view on those capabilities. Also identifying some of those filters that we would potentially want to have, including major gaps and any capabilities that haven't been assessed yet. Drilling down into one of our applications, we're able to access the application information and pull up the form that shows us a quick view of any of the fields that we would want to review or modify, as well as be able to go into the full details of that application in order to perform any work that we would want to on that, including generating a demand or a project based on any application rationalization activities that we would want to perform directly from here based on the scoring that we have for our application. Lastly, pulling up our view portfolio, we can generate our lists of our capabilities, our applications, application services, digital integrations, and digital interfaces, as well as information objects, processes, TRM, architectural artifacts, and diagrams. So all of those pieces are available directly from here so that you can drill into the details on this list view, as well as generate custom lists in order to manage your portfolio the way that you see fit. And at this point, I will hand it back over to Deborah to close out.
Thank you, Ryan. Much appreciated. And there are quite a few questions coming in. We'll get to them in a minute. But before we do that, first, I just wanted to say thank you, Ryan and Irene. We do have several resources and events we'd like to share with you. We'll be posting the links to these in the chat window for you as well. So first, we have 3 key resources to help further inform you about this Utah release. And these include some information on specifically what's new for SPM, also what's new for APM. So there's more detail about this, including some additional minor features as well as our Delta decks and product documentation for both SPM and APM. And you'll find these all on our community site. Next, we're super excited that our SPM Summit is back for spring 2023. We have 2 sessions for our customers around the globe. Our session for EMEA and the Americas will be on Tuesday, April 4th, and our Asia Pacific session will be on Wednesday, April 19th. And event highlights include a keynote by Yoav Boaz, who heads up our SPM business unit, a presentation by BAE Systems, and they'll tell their story about how they're using Agile and Scaled Agile framework to support their digital transformation. Karina Hatfield, who's our Director of Inbound Product Management, will present our SPM product roadmap. And we have a great industry panel discussing how they drive business outcomes with SPM. So you don't want to miss that. Our ServiceNow Utah release broadcast will be held next week on April 5th with our keynote starting at 9 a.m. Pacific. And then on Thursday, April 27th, I think this is APM Day because we have 2 webinars, both focused on APM. First, at 8 a.m. Pacific, our monthly Last Thursday's webinar. Our next session will be 30 minutes devoted entirely to the new Enterprise Architecture Workspace for APM. And then at 10 a.m. Pacific, you can join a webinar on modeling architecture diagrams on APM with Designer. Register for both of these live on ServiceNow events at community.servicenow.com under events. And please note that you can view this webinar again and access any of our prior Last Thursday's webinars on demand from our YouTube playlist, which is called Last Thursdays with SPM Webinars. We'll turn now to our Q&A. So one of the questions that popped in that I think is worth going back over in a little more detail on the leveling, the lenses on why we have the structure, why they're set up the way they were. And the way I answered it was, imagine you have the organization lens, and in the organization, you have a company, but under the company, you have various business units, and even within those business units, different departments. If you want to see a portfolio and you just want to see it company-wide, and you want to pick and choose which business units you can do so. As we step through and build out the portfolio, it gets that granular. Or maybe you just want to say, you know what? In fact, I did a demo on this. I'm just an HR department head, and all I really want to do is look at my portfolio from the lowest level, department level lens. But there were some additional questions that popped in. Is there a training module for enterprise architecture workspace? How to configure, whatnot? There is documentation. I will grab that. And I do know that our training and certification team is always delivering and creating new modules. So look for that. Why isn't there support for programs within SPW? Are either planning items or within a lens? So the way I answered that was, these are out-of-the-box lenses, and you can change the configuration of them, as well as which planning items are associated with each lens. Also, new with Utah, there are 5 custom configurable planning item tables. So absolutely, you can modify that to tweak them the way you need them to include like a program or other planning item type. And then, this is not a question, I'm just going to read it. No question, but wanted to say how insightful these are, and very exciting to see all the great things you're putting out. Thank you for your hard work and for these sessions. That is so much appreciated. We love doing them. We appreciate people that take time out of their day, 30 minutes to keep up to speed. And that's the idea behind them. We just want to share and thoroughly appreciate you all attending. Thank you so much, Irene and Ryan. Much appreciated for doing this. I want to thank everybody in our audience for joining us for this last Thursday webinar, as well as all our last Thursday webinar. Thank you for my co-producer, John Lim. Appreciate it, and we'll see you next month.